Hi, I'm Annette Pasternak, the Stop Skin Picking Coach, and today I'm here to talk to you about Keratosis pilaris. Whoa, whoa, ah! If you've never heard of that, Keratosis pilaris, or sometimes called KP for short, is those tiny bumps that sometimes we have, or many of us have, on the backs of our arms or maybe some other places on our bodies. And for skin picking people, it tends to be a tempting spot to pick at. And a lot of us even start picking there. That's how I started when I was a teenager, or maybe even before. I remember peeling the skin there when I was probably even younger. And then later on, when those bumps got, I don't know, more pronounced or something, basically squeezing them, and which really had a terrible effect of giving me scabs up and down my arms. And I know I'm far from alone there because I work with a lot of people and this comes up. I speak to people probably every week who tell me about it. And, there's how to stop skin picking in general, but then there's like, okay, we only pick out when we perceive there are imperfections or bumps. And so sometimes it's useful to go at the level of like, okay, there's a skin issue, so let's deal with that. And luckily, there's a lot of approaches that we can take. I mean, the KP doesn't come from nowhere. There's a lot of information out there that's genetic, and that's, very probably or possibly a contribution to it. But there's definitely something that's causing it. There's a lot of ways that we can use to try to get rid of it. And a lot of times it comes from a root cause or a few causes. So we can investigate that too. Okay, so first of all, what in the world is creating the bumps? That's good to know. So from what I've read, they are made out of the skin protein keratin. And it's really when there's like a buildup of keratin or, maybe just like too much accumulates and it actually plugs up the little holes, the pores, or where the little hairs come from. So you probably have very fine hairs back there. And what's happening is they're getting blocked in by this buildup of the keratin protein. So one of the top ways to get rid of it is actually exfoliation. Okay, so you can do this either mechanically or chemically. Mechanical exfoliation is when you would take like, shower gloves or there's like exfoliating creams, powders, things with grit in them. And for some people that works, and for other people that's a little too harsh, it just makes it worse. So, but that is one thing that, it works for some people. Another thing is the chemical exfoliation. And what's usually used to do that is acids, some form of acids. So the fruit acids, like a lot of skin products are advertising these things. But what really seems to be the most effective for people is apple cider vinegar. And, that's nice and natural. I always like to recommend things that are natural as opposed to man-made chemical, which tends to have, possible toxic effects or side effects. So the apple cider vinegar is really great. And it states that it has the mother, which sounds a little weird, but what that just means is it's got beneficial bacteria in it. It's been fermented, and you've got the bacteria still in it because it's raw. It has not been pasteurized. And that's actually really beneficial as well because that's also good against acne. We're talking about KP today, but a lot of times, we may have both issues. So, so that tends to work for a lot of people is just, maybe put some apple cider vinegar on a cotton ball and then wipe, 1 or 2 times a day. Okay. And this might work very quickly within just a few days. Okay. So the other way that seems to help is moisturizing. KP gets worse a lot of times in the winter because of the dryness. And again, moisturizers, I mean, if you look at a lot of commercial moisturizers out there, they're just lists and lists of chemicals. So what's preferable is some natural oils, and especially coconut oil seems to be very effective against KP. So, if you look around, if you're poking around the internet, that's probably the top thing that people are saying worked for them, is using coconut oil on the KP. And that also could be because it's high in a substance called lauric acid. So again, another acid, but it's moisturizing too. So try coconut oil. Okay, another issue or reason that you might have the KP is that you're missing certain nutrients, or you need more of certain nutrients, generally the fat-soluble ones. So that actually could be yet another reason why the coconut oil is helpful, because it does have some nutrients that go along in the fat. Vitamins A and D and K are really the main fat-soluble vitamins that we need. And let's see, those also actually help a lot for acne too. Now, where do you get those from? I mean, the top source is actually liver, which if you like that is great, like a once a week kind of thing. You'll get a healthy dose of all those vitamins. Make sure if you're doing that, make sure it's organic, because the purpose of our livers is detoxification. And there's a lot of crap out there. And so if the animals are not eating organically and whatnot, their livers might have a lot of toxins in them. Okay, so definitely organic. Another good source, vitamin D, we know sunshine is great. So that actually could be another reason why the KP is worse in the winter, towards the end of the winter, is because you're the lowest at vitamin D, or lowest in vitamin D. Let's see. A really good source of K is that grass-fed butter. So, this stuff is great. We've been getting that Kerrygold butter. They have it at Costco now. It's amazing. Very delicious too. Now, if you're not getting enough of these fat-soluble vitamins in your diet, another thing you can do is take cod liver oil. And I particularly like fermented cod liver oil. Gives you lots of A and D and who knows what other, good nutrients. Cod liver oil has been a health booster, I guess, for probably centuries. I don't know, more maybe. I don't know. It's just one of those folk remedies for a reason. It's very nutritionally dense. So that's a great way to get these vitamins. So here's the brand that I use, the Blue Ice. That's the name of it. So the brand the company that makes it is Green Pasture Blue Ice Fermented Cod Liver Oil. This has got plenty of the A and D. And there's another product I don't have, but you could get the fermented cod liver oil / royal butter mix. It's more expensive, but that will give you the vitamin K also. And it's very important when you're taking supplements that have vitamin A and D. It's important that you are getting vitamin K in the mix too. There's a balance there that needs to happen where A and D can become a little toxic if you don't have sufficient vitamin K, or they can become toxic. I don't want to necessarily say a little toxic. The last possible cause of KP is food sensitivities. So whereas the other things are pretty quick, easy fixes, if you try those for sure and you're not getting better, your skin's not getting any better, then suspect some food sensitivities. The most common ones will be gluten and dairy. It might be the protein casein in the dairy is irritating you and causing the buildup, causing the KP. So gluten intolerance is very, very common, much more so than people realize, I think. It's not just a fad. It's really a thing. So it's really an issue now. And gluten has been implicated in KP for a lot of people, including me. So I used to have it, and then when I went on a gluten-free diet, the bumps really just went away. So that's awesome. All right. Well, I have a blog post about this too. If you'd like to read about it, it goes a little bit more in detail. You can find that on my website, stopskinpickingcoach.com, and just click on the blog, and you can also search for it as well.